Speaking of pain tolerance, let's move on to Kyle dropping another album. See you when I'm famous with like 10 exclamation points. Um, boy, we reviewed Kyle's Light of Mine back in 2018.
Correct.
I think if I remember the review, I think we felt like it wasn't enough like variation in the album. It was kind of meh. Some potential songs that sounded interesting, but nothing that really blew us away. And we
Playing
said,
with Me, Kalani, definitely the big lasting song from that one to me, of course, apart from I Spy. But yeah, kind of a he's almost sanitizing his sound down a bit after being a little more quirky on his early internet mixtapes and stuff. So, and I mean, since then, 2 years later, Kyle's still quite mainstream, right? Kind of doing diet chant stuff, right?
Yeah, and I think we get a lot more of that on See You When I Am Famous. Did you feel like this was a step forward for him as an artist?
No, I wouldn't say it's a step forward. I don't know if I necessarily say it's a step back either, but it's definitely not really much growth here. And it's interesting when I hear a song like, say, Yes on this new album featuring Rich the Kid and K Camp. I actually like that song a lot.
Me too.
I actually think that's one of my favorite Rich the Kid features in a long time. And K Camp, he fits it well too. And obviously coming off Renegade or Lottery, which made the Renegade dance, he's a choice feature, I think, in terms of economics. But Yes is funny to me because they all kind of like have a surprising amount of chemistry for a song that was unlikely to have actually been recorded in person. I was like, wow, this is cool. But Kyle isn't actually, there's not a whole lot of like that Kyle personality on that song, but I still like the song, So I've been trying to think about this album, and I actually wonder if I like him when he's more mainstream and I guess less noteworthy. I don't know. It's because like moments like that, like moments on Yes, I actually think this is really fun. This is really catchy, but Kyle's not doing anything that great on that song at all.
Yeah,
I think if there is a moment that might lead itself to new sounds and growth for Kyle, I think it's What It Is, which was one of the leading singles. That's that's kind of more sad boy shit that Stay Solid Rocky would probably fuck with, but I actually think that one goes. And whether it's mixed really well or not, he has a decent voice when he's crooning a little bit. I didn't think it sounded that bad. So, stuff like that stands out to me. But otherwise, yeah, I guess you'd say it's a bit of a letdown. Like Girls with Rico Nasty, I wish that was better.
Right. Like
Bryson,
when I saw
Tiller,
Rico,
I never see Bryson Tiller anymore. And again, not that great, So yeah, but the Rico and Kyle, you feel like that could be a match made in heaven, and it didn't happen this time.
I mean, anything Rico Nasty drops on, it's usually fire. But even this just felt like she couldn't save this song. And looking through, he's got some pretty big features, but none of them, other than probably Rich the Kid and K Camp on Yes, like you said, really I felt like stood out. I did think Mr. Man and K.i.D, K.i.D, was an interesting song, and I think you can kind of like that Diet Chance comparison you made at the beginning, you really hear that in that. And man, I feel like when you think about Kyle and why he initially kind of got that interest, because he was like a introspective but kind of like playful, more upbeat artist in that sense. But hearing you say like you almost like the more mainstream stuff, it's like which is the Kyle we want, the one that's going to make the bangers and like the songs that we can really enjoy, or the one that might do this more reflective stuff but probably is going to have a lot more hits and misses. It's a tough lane to be in, kind of in between.
Yeah, and Mr. Man and K.i.D, that is very similar to his earliest work. That kind of quirk, that self-awareness, that split personality stuff, that's very similar to his old stuff. I think that song is going to be a big hit for his longtime fans. But yeah, I mean, I think what I want from Kyle is stuff like Hey Julie with Yachty. It's just kind of that light, airy, nothing too deep about it song. Yeah. And unfortunately, on See You When I'm Famous, most of the moments do have that kind of sentiment, but they just don't actually all hit that well. So it's he was piping this up as his best album he ever made in his opinion, and it's like I just find it curious to have him think that because he doesn't seem like he's committing to either direction. Like you have
Mhm.
Mr. Man and K.I.D on the same album as Yes. So
Yeah.
which one is it? You know, and what it is on there too. I guess those three songs in particular kind of stand out to me because of how different they are from each other. And maybe Kyle doesn't actually want to commit to any of those lanes and kind of just do his own thing because he's already successful enough. It doesn't really matter. You know, I don't know.
Mhm. Yeah, it's tough. Um, I don't know. I feel like Kyle still has a ton of potential, and probably his best work is ahead of him. But definitely was let down by the last two projects. Hoping we get some better stuff moving forward.